Hello there, my name is Rachel, like I talk about animation, and today we'll talk about Season 2 of My Dad is a Space Hunter. And this Season 2 was good, but it wasn't as good as Season 1, but it still is interesting. I think the one major problem is it doesn't have a very amazing villain. I mean, this has basically three villains, each one of them sort of complement each other, but the main plot will be Tess, Brock's wife, that we don't know enough of season one, and everything is sort of connected to her. The reason why she married Brock, the reason why she's not telling anything that gives her backstory of this season. Because in season two, you realize that she actually is a royalty, specifically a faraway planet, that she has responsibilities and run away because she doesn't actually want to deal with it, because she doesn't want to be controlled and told what she must do while actually making her own choice. And that itself is sort of interesting because she goes sort of kind of mental hoops on her family, trying to explain that it's better not to know who you are, to face the truth, because the situation is she had to force to marry someone who doesn't really love her, only of her power. And that is sort of interesting. Specifically, this whole season is sort of echoes about responsibility and truth about the family, and kind of echoes with their own daughter, who Terry trying to explain to her, sometimes I can tell you the truth because I'm trying to protect you, but not realizing her parents did the same thing to her. Now she is doing the same thing to her. And that is sort of interesting. This whole show is just so kind of fascinating and fun and just great in a way. It's not perfect. You still have the kids, because usually season one the kids kind of dragged it a little bit. It's usually the main problem in any other anime series. You have a very interesting plot, but it's obvious trying to put the kids here so you can put yourself in the kids to see the sort of space adventure. But that's the problem. That's the main key. How you put the kids inside the main story while being sort of annoying, forced, or feel just sort of lazy writing. And that's the main problem, because usually that is the difficult, because you can see in the other anime series trying to put the main plot inside the kids, or trying to force them inside the situation, how to move from here to plan B. And that's the problem. That's the thing. It just drags a little bit, especially the first episode, because you're sort of frustrated about them, how they just won't listen. But that's sort of the echo of the family sort of trying to force you to do something that you don't want, and also kind of facing the reality and truth. Sometimes you have to tell the truth to understand the whole reality. And that is just sort of interesting. As a well executed, yes, no. I mean, the very beginning kind of sluggish, but it does get there. Especially you find out more interesting things about Tess, her culture, why she sort of ran away. Also her alien ancestor. The top of all this, you have other villains are kind of interesting. One of my favorite of the villains is Keith David, the voice actor who plays Spawn. He also played Kalaya from Gargoyles. Yeah, he one of the main villains. He is sort of the fiance of Tess that he should want to marry for power, for more control. Every time he reappears, he sort of steals the show because he has this sort of unique twist of two different things. One looks like a Thundercat with Jerry Curl from Michael Jackson kind of feel, or slash Prince. You have this sort of weird combination of Keith Day playing this character who is sort of egotistical, who wants power, trying to manipulate people, that I wish it was sort of more in the series, because he just sort of steals the show sometimes. But yet I feel I got robbed of Keith David's performance, because you know he could deliver more. He could go ham it up. He could be more evil if he's wanting to, or is given the written script for it. And that, I think, could be a really good thing, because you know you did something good if the voice actor nails it, performs beyond what's necessary. And that is, I think, one of the best villains. You have another villain who is the CEO of the conglomerate, who's sort of trying to convince Tess's old family lineage to steer the special sort of orbs they use to energize themselves. And she is interesting. I want to say she's sort of caring-ish, that she have their caring ways to be polite and nice, but manipulate people to get what she wants. But once again, it's sort of like the Keith David sort of situation. She's sort of interesting, but I feel it wasn't enough development, enough kind of things to show how far she will go to get what she wants. You do have moments, but I wish you having more of them, or more interaction with Keith David, main villain. But of course, you have the third group will be Tess's own family, because it's sort of the whole point of this sort of the running away, trying to avoid the main problem of her whole family, and her whole family wants to get involved back to Tess to understand her why she ran away, to understand what to fix this, and that's why they sort of the kind of the main villains by accident, because they just want to understand, but yet they don't see the full picture or see the problem of the situation they put in own daughter. And that is sort of interesting as sort of kind of the main villains. Like they're the antagonists now, where it's unintentionally, but at the same time, either their position, your daughter ran away, you are doing horrible things to get the information you want, even that you don't know the people you're sort of torturing or against who actually are the position of the relationship of their own daughter. And I found that sort of interesting, especially they basically captured Brock trying to torture him, trying to go different ways to get him to admit what actually is the truth, what is happening to their daughter. But yet they're not really evil. They're just very upset, panicking, and hoping they think their daughter's still alive, because they even that they're not sure if this is doing the right thing. Yeah, I found that sort of fascinating. But once again, because the series sort of limited to 9 episodes, especially episode 1 is 45 minutes, you don't know what is sort of the full picture. Like you can understand what a sorry, I'm kind of like running out of the air, but sort of Ted's parents really doing, because you can see why they panicking doing things, but you also are empathizing. But the only problem is because the show is sort of limited to 9 episodes. I wish it was 12 episodes, or at least 10 in total, just to give more time with the villains, more time the process, more interaction to give more depth to the characters. Could be a very strong season if they give at least one more or two more episodes just to polish, get more to know them. But that's sort of the very minor complaint, but because each villain or each group of villain need each other in a way to connect to Tesh, to connect to her family, the reason why she lied to her kids, and kind of echo of her whole family tempted to do the same thing to her. Yeah, that's sort of fascinating. I feel this show understood how everything worked, even that it's sort of limited, because this thing is sort of limited. Like you have this season 12 episodes. I 100% sure probably landed everything I wanted, but besides that, I still enjoy. I feel it's a great series, except for the kids, because they have that issue. They just don't know how to inject them in the story, because every time they do, they become more frustrating or annoying to deal with. But later on, they sort of really adjusted to sort of show you what they're trying to say of end of the series. And after that, that's the only complaint I have. But one question, how you felt about this season? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below. Let me know. Honestly, I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.